I guess my very first memory of fishing was on this lake right here.
Let's start with some crankbaits.
Okay.
And we'll look for fish that are on top of rocks.
All right. So today we started off, we're gonna try to target walleye.
I want you to fish it pretty fast.
Okay.
Just keep it moving. And usually the strikes, there's no mistaking when a walleye hits it.
Take it pretty good, huh?
They take it really good.
We're kind of on the tail end of them coming up to attempt to spawn. The walleye didn't want to cooperate. So we moved from that, caught some white bass, just took off and got more aggressive. I just don't think he knew he was hooked. Pretty good one. Pretty good fish. And these are pretty good fish for white bass. You know, probably 3/4 of a pound. Or a spotted bass. Little spot.
White bass is phenomenal. As far as numbers and size, I don't think there's any place that I've caught white bass that can compare to the population that's here.
I don't think that you got to have the absolute most beautiful bait in the world. It's just something that you can cast a long way and accurately is really what you're looking for. I mean, look at what we're throwing here today. I mean, this is just a rooster tail. We're throwing two different baits, but I have thrown just about everything at these fish. And if it's got a little bit of flash and you can move it through the water column and cast it a long way accurately, you really got a good chance of hooking up with one of these things.
It's just basically a Little George tail spinner that's been around for, gosh, I don't know, 30, 40 years. And 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, you can throw it a long way.
The way I like to go at them is to cast about 10, 15 feet behind them, let it sink a little bit, burn it into them, and then slow it down. And that's, it seems like I've had better luck doing that than casting right directly at the jump. Oh, here we go.
That's another one.
You can see how that fish, and it probably ain't that big, but look how he got that rod tip bent. That's when you know this is probably a white bass.
That is.
There you go.
Typical white bass of Nolin.
There you go, that's a white bass, probably about 10 inches long. You saw how that thing was fighting. Now, these are really good to eat, but you do want to go in, like with a striper, you need to remove the red meat. But they got a pretty good amount of meat on them, and they're pretty tasty. So you catch yourself a good mess of these, and you'll appreciate it once you get them out of the skillet.
A nice spotted bass.
Now that is a pretty good eating size fish too. What's that, about 12 inches?
About 12 inches.
Yeah. That is dinner. Nolin's a beautiful lake. What brought you here to this lake to be a guide? Because you're originally from Lexington, right?
Lexington, and grew up in eastern Kentucky, and came down here probably about 20 years ago. And we just kind of fell in love with the place down here. There's so many different species of fish on Nolin that you can catch on one outing. It's not a bass lake, but there's some good bass in it. It's a good crappie lake. The white bass are absolutely phenomenal.
Is that a walleye?
No, it's a largemouth, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a pretty nice fish.
Pretty good fish, yeah. You want me to net it?
No, that's
Oh,
yeah, why don't you net it there?
I'll net it for you if you like. Yeah, that was about a 2-pounder.
Yeah, that was a nice fish.
Now we decided we're going to try to put a couple bass in the boat, but we're going to try to catch a couple fish just to have a little fun while we're out here. And you're throwing that spinnerbait, and the fish are right on the bank, probably
Right
garden
on the
fry. There you go. Right on the bank, wasn't it?
Right on the bank. It's kind of interrupted there. There we go. Nice little fish. That's what they've been doing pretty much all day. I hooked that one just barely in the corner of the mouth. Nice little largemouth. He's been spawning. Look at the top of his tail.
Yeah.
Been making him a bed. It's just a really, really clean, peaceful lake to be on. I catch a lot of fish, multiple species of fish, all times of the year.
Another spot.
Little spotted bass.
I still think that there's not a more beautiful fish than a spotted bass about that size. But we got a storm getting ready to come in. It's going to push us off the water.